really strong top laner. We're seeing top lane
Three top laners,
bans
yep.
all right now. And I think it's because all three of those champions have something in common. They are incredibly hard to gank. Olaf is very similar. He lands one undertow and it's going to be really hard to get a gank off. And so those are the four top laners that are really popular right now that are getting banned out immediately. So we see a Morgana ban as well, and then we see a Lee Sin. Like I was saying, Lee Sin, one of those champions that has sort of survived the nerfs and has now come up on top, and we are going to be seeing some Ezreal play coming out from Doublelift in this game. I want to see what CLG.Black decide to run against that. I'd be surprised to see Draven. From what I've seen, when the pro teams play, when one team plays Ezreal, the other team plays Draven, the Draven tends to win lane, because if the Draven is good enough at positioning, he's going to be able to dodge those mystic shots, and as soon as he closes distance, he's going to do way more damage than Ezreal can do, and look at that.
Yep.
Draven is being eyed. Wouldn't be surprised at all. Draven completely negates I'd say a lot of Ezreal's power. The only thing that he can't negate is the poke, but he just needs good positioning for that, and we'll see what the support is, and
nice.
Lulu going
Amazing.
to
I
get
love
picked up.
Lulu's supports. Lulu is like one of the, I would say, hardest supports to play, but also one of the best if played well. And in combination with Draven against that Ezreal will have a hard time if they do play that lane right, and I'm not surprised that they will. So far, you've been 2 out of 2 with that Lee Sin ban, that Draven pick. So good job on that, and I like to see how Doublelift will handle that bot lane against Draven. Draven, most of the time, will have the upper hand in the laning phase. So yeah, we'll have to see how it goes in this game. So what do you think the next 2 picks are going to be? Are you going to be 4 and 4?
Ooh, man. I couldn't tell you what really counters Draven Lulu. Right now they have a couple of options. They could go for the straight-up poke and just try and harass him down as hard as possible. Maybe pick up Sona. It would be a dangerous pick because she's so incredibly squishy right now. But they could, and it would be really strong. No, instead they're going to go for Leona. I like that pick if they use it correctly, because it could go either way. Leona goes in, she engages, she gives Ezreal a lot more damage. But if Draven, if Draven is able to just put out too much damage, let's say that Ezreal decides that if they decide to engage when Ezreal uses Arcane Shift, Draven is going to be able to just completely rip him apart, going to be able to lay too much damage for Leona to handle, and then Ezreal's going to come in late. They're really going to have to coordinate this perfectly. So Locodoco and Doublelift have a really tough lane ahead of them, but those two together, they've shown that their coordination is really strong. Wouldn't be surprised at all if they actually could pull it off. Overall, though, I think the bot lane is going to go to Draven and Lulu. And the Cho'Gath pick being picked up by Hotshot. This is something that people have really been wanting to see in tournament play a lot more, is his harkening back to those really farmy top laners that he loves so very much. And look at this, a Maokai and Aurelia pick. That Aurelia pick, I like it. CLG.Black knows that Hotshot enjoys just farming his lane, and so they're going to pick someone that scales very, very hard to counter it. So Hotshot is going to have to get aggressive. Cho'Gath has a little bit of trouble with aggression, plus Aurelia is going to be able to lifesteal back and not dip down to that point where Hotshot is going to be able to combo her with that Feast, the Rupture, the Feral Scream, and maybe even a couple of auto attacks on top of it. Aurelia is going to be fairly safe because of that. Plus, she has the CC reduction. Even if Rupture does land, the gank isn't going to be as strong. I like that pickup. We also see Maokai. What that tells me right off the bat is that there are going to be a lot of ganks top lane immediately to try and stop Cho'Gath and allow Aurelia to become this beast. Even if he doesn't decide to gank top, Aurelia can still farm all right. So if he ganks top, that'll get Aurelia rolling. I'm not sure there's too much Hotshot will be able to do if they get the ball rolling really hard. What also seems likely is, of course, a gank bot lane. If Maokai can lock up Ezreal for just a moment and Draven can close distance with, what is the ability called? It is his W, the one that gives him extra attack speed and movement speed, Blood Rush. If he can close distance like that on top of the speed buff that Lulu is going to give, Draven is going to be able to completely rip through Ezreal. There's going to be nothing he can do. Leona, I don't even think will be able to stop them. Of course, Leona could go for the counter initiation, throw out Solar Flare onto Draven, and possibly pick up a counter right there. But it looks like Malphite and Twisted Fate are both going to get picked up as well. This is sort of interesting. It's a really nice initiation, but I don't know that CLG Prime has the sort of burst they need to qualify this sort of initiation, because you have the ultimate coming out from Chaucer. You're going to have the knockup
Rupture.
from
From Cho'Gath. You're going to have Leona Solar Flight, and then you're going to have the Arcane Barrage. I think that's quite a bit of burst. If they do catch, like, squishies in the back.
Yeah, definitely. The problem is, though, it's going to be decently hard to get to Draven, because look at the sort of peel that CLG.Black is rolling out. You're going to have the Command Dissonance from Orianna, going to be able to slow anyone chasing Draven down, plus Draven is running Cleanse. It's going to be really hard to lock him down really hard, unless they're doing just a straight-up, 5-on-5 fight where Malphite catches everyone out with his ultimate. Then, yeah, you're going to be able to catch him. Realistically, though, it's going to be really hard to get to Draven, because even if they do get to Draven, Lulu is going to have her wild growth, and Orianna, like I was saying, she's going to be able to peel with that Command Dissonance. Aurelia she's going to have some nice peel as well. She has the Equilibrium Strike. And of course, if they do try to jump onto her, she's going to be able to jump onto Twisted Fate, who has a hard time escaping, onto Ezreal, who's going to have to burn his Arcane Shift to get away, and you don't want to be focusing Aurelia necessarily. I think I'm not quite certain which team has the advantage, though, because I like the sort of poking that CLG Prime has. Then they can just suddenly initiate and finish them off. I want to see if they're going to be able to land the poke. I wouldn't be surprised to see tower sieges coming out from CLG Prime right off the bat. CLG.Black, though, they have some really nice sort of counter initiations. If CLG Prime cannot finish off CLG.Black, they are going. CLG.Black has too much sustained damage, essentially, for CLG Prime to handle.
Well, I mean, CLG Prime does have quite a snowbally team. If they win the early game, I'm pretty sure they'll be able to snowball all the way up to the late game and pretty much win it like that. But if the laning phase is hard, that's one thing I'm surprised about, because the laning phase is going to be extremely important for Prime, and they actually decided to go with an all-in support, picking Leona for that Ezreal against Draven. If their all-in does not succeed versus Draven, Draven will just snowball the bot lane, and the bot lane will be extremely hard for Ezreal, considering the fact he has a super aggressive support. And when you're losing a lane and you have an aggressive support, it makes it even harder, because you don't have sustain, you don't have, you can't engage at all. So it'll be interesting to see if they're able to make that lane work, because if it does work, it could go really well in their favor. But if it does not, then it could be a bullet.
I think early on, Draven and Lulu are going to have the advantage inherently, because when Draven goes in to harass, Lulu is going to be able to shield him. And then Ezreal, he's going to try to counter with an auto attack, with a Mystic Shot, maybe even an Essence Flux. But that shield is going to block a lot of that damage. And so whenever he decides to go in and trade, unless somehow Loco Doco gets a really strong initiation off of that, land Zenith Blade, then it's going to be really strong in the favor of Draven. Plus Lulu overall, once they get Ezreal down, she's going to provide Draven the means for chasing him down. She's going to be able to land Glitter Lance, going to be able to give him move speed with Whimsy. Plus, if she throws her ultimate on him, he's going to be able to get into range and just slow him down continually. So I'd have to give the bottom lane edge to CLG.Black right now. I like what they've decided to pick. And I really want to see if they are going to be able to play this protect the Draven composition as well as they need to. Draven, his range isn't as long, but that means that he's going to be able to utilize Maokai's ultimate that much better, because he's going to be a little bit closer, so he's going to be in that Vengeful Maelstrom, going to be reducing a lot of that damage. That being said, the initiation from CLG Prime is massive. Not only do you have the Malphite ultimate, the Unstoppable Force, you have the Leona Solar Flare, you have the Rupture from Cho'Gath, maybe able to catch someone out, but you have Twisted Fate's Destiny. He is going to be able to teleport in, and then as soon as he does, whoever he decides to pick is going to be out of position. And if he can land a stun out on Draven, while his cleanse is not up, of course, if they can get him to burn that cleanse and then get Destiny in on him and throw out a gold card, that is going to be massive, and that will be the initiation that they need. We're going to have to look to see if Big Fat LP can get those Destinies off, if he can catch Draven, but he's going to be pretty deep inside of his team for a bunch of this time. So we are into the loading screen right now. Who do you think has the level 1 advantage if they decide to go for a level 1 team fight?
Draven level 1 is pretty scary. So is Lulu's, depending what she picks. Maokai, I mean, if they do decide to go for level 1 on the side of CLG.Black, it will slow down Maokai's jungles a little bit if he decides to go, let's say, for Twisted Advance instead of Saplings. And then they have Orianna, which is pretty good. Irelia, which is, Irelia is not that great level 1. For the level 1, honestly, I'd have to give it to CLG Prime right now, because they have that Ezreal poke, they have that Cho'Gath Rupture, they have that Leona Zenith Blade if she decides to go for that, and they have the yellow card from Twisted Fate, so they have quite a bit of CC and poke and damage coming out for this level 1 fight, so I'm pretty sure we're going to see Black playing quite passive for this level 1. I don't think we'll see an invade from them.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Though, of course, then again, you might be seeing Maokai throwing out saplings, trying to see if he can just find someone. And if he can find someone, they also have Orianna for that early scouting. They could decide to play it defense, or they could just slowly, incrementally edge their way into Prime's base. If they find something they don't like, they could just back off. So we are getting into the game right now. Boots being bought by everyone, no real surprises. Fairy Charm from both supports. Leona, sometimes you see her just go straight for wards, or maybe even go boots first, but this time she's going to be going for the Fairy Charm. I think she knows, I think Locodoco knows that they don't want to engage right off the bat. Lulu and Draven will just rip them apart too quickly. One of those spinning axes will be able to take out a ton of your health immediately. Chauster getting caught out by the ball. I don't think the CLG Prime is really going to be able to invade. Link shouting in all chat, die!
You actually see Link going forward, gonna place that ball in the other bush. They will spot Twisted Fate in there as well. You actually see the splits track coming from CLG Prime right now. They have Malphite in the top tri-bush, they have Ezreal in the bottom tri-bush. Right now, if Black does decide to invade, they will be spotted right off the bat. We actually see a ward on the left side of the mid coming from Black, so really just making sure that they don't go for raids. Usually you'll see them warding raids, but right now being a little bit more cautious. They want to know beforehand maybe to try to counter an invade, but I don't think we'll see any.
Things are going down. Locodoco going to throw a ward out into the bush. It looks like both teams are content to just stay back. Don't really want to go for an invade on the other, because if one team catches the other out, that will be the end immediately because of a Rupture Lance. It's going to be huge. If Draven can his Whirling Axes off, that's huge. Both teams are just a little bit too afraid of the other team having a little edge in that level 1, so they're just going to go ahead, back off. We have a back from Psycho Sid, going to back pick up a 4th health potion right there, just for the extra sustain against Cho'Gath, whose innate sustain is so powerful.
Yep, and Outshot actually deciding to grab that 4th potion as well, so both top laners will have that 4th pot right now, yep.
Excuse me, I feel very silly. We are going to have Malphite in the top lane. I was hoping the Hotshot was going to be taking the Cho'Gath. Obviously too much wishful thinking right there.
Well, honestly, I was quite surprised to not see Hotshot on Cho'Gath, because honestly, he is quite known for his Cho'Gath. Hotshot is quite good at it. He's grinded a lot of elo in solo queue playing Cho'Gath. So honestly, I thought I would see him on Cho'Gath at first, but coming with that Malphite pick, and then we see Chauster with the smite, so that threw me off guard a little bit. But I mean, Malphite is not really one of the hardest champions to play in my books. As long as you don't miss your ultimate, I think you have great utility, and you can lose lane and still be great in team fights.
Oh, Yoda's coming for a gank mid.
Yeah, we won't meet up with Big Fat though. Big Fat being far out, so not a huge gank coming out right now. Maokai will probably go for his raids, then his red buff. Cho'Gath actually deciding to start at red buff, so Chauster, we might see a gank coming on the top lane soon enough.
Yeah, he has just picked up blue buff. It's going to be a little bit rougher for Big Fat for a little while, because Orianna's going to get that blue buff a little bit earlier. She's going to be able to bully the lane a little bit, maybe push the lane and go ahead and gank, so later we may have some ganking, but look at this.
Just turning up with Yoda in the jungle. He will catch him, proc that red buff. He will decide not to commit though. Irelia was coming down as well. Will he meet up with Irelia though? You actually see Hotshot catching her, but no, that will be it. You actually see Chauster running out of the jungle right now, so almost baited and tied to steal that red buff. He did not have smite up though, so that would have been a hard one.
So Hotshot GG already looking to back after pushing Irelia all the way to the tower. Ooh, Rupture coming out from Chauster. Not going to hit though. Chauster is playing this really, really aggressively right off the bat. Looking to try and stop Yoda from...
Ooh, a lot of aggression onto Draven. This might be first blood. He will flash away. There goes the exhaust and the flash auto attack from Double Lift. And yes, there he goes for the first blood. Wow, Locodoco proving that this all-in lane will work for them.
Wow! That was definitely not what we were thinking was going to happen right off the bat. I think it's that harass. how low was Brunch when that fight started? Oh, we may not have time to look at that because Yoda's coming for a gank mid.
Yep, Big Fat will flash under the turret, and there goes the flash from Yoda right off the bat. Big Fat being aware that if he does flash under the turret, with that Twisted Dance on, it will go under the turret, so nice reaction timer coming from Big Fat, and oh no, Choster in the bot lane. He could be in trouble. They will go for the dive. Will they be able to get it? Luna will take a few turret hits. There goes Choster, and Double If will grab the turret aggro, will take 2 turret hits, and they will grab the kill. Who's going to get the last hit? Leona will, but Leona will fall, and Draven will pick that one up, so a 1-for-1 trade. I'm not sure if that was really worth it.
No, not at all. Draven getting a kill early on in the game is not something you want to see happen. Obviously, Ezreal has a kill as well, but Draven, with that kill, depending on what he buys, is going to be a lot stronger, I think, with that kill in the early game. So we'll have to see if Brunch decides to turn that into an early game advantage. Right now, it looks like we have the farm is starting to come out from both sides. We see that Ezreal, with that first kill, was able to take a lead in the CS early on. In the top lane, we see Hotshot with 21 farm, and we see Psycho Sid with 28, so he's doing pretty well for himself in the lane. That's where you want to be as Aurelia. You want to be able to keep your farm above the other person, but of course she is going to fall behind and actually buy a Philo Stone right off the bat. She's obviously not too scared of Malphite, probably doesn't want to be going for any real aggression, and she knows that Yoda is going to be going for ganks in the other lanes like he's doing now.
Yep, you see Yoda right now in the bot lane trying to get something working, but the lane is pushing right now, so I'm not sure he'll be able to do anything unless Double If decides to push. And take a look at Double If. He decided to grab that really early phage. That's a 4-minute 30 phage. That's extremely early. So if Draven decides to push and he feels they have the upper hand, they will be able to chase that down if they do proc that phage, and that could be really scary for Draven. I mean, he has the upper hand in levels right now, and in NCS.
So right now, Yoda still sitting in the bushes, not able to get a gank off, but Chouster looking to gank Psycho Sid in the top lane right here. No, he's just going to keep counter jungling because Yoda has been found out. Gonna throw a sapling, not too much going to happen there. Bloodwater throwing a ward down. However, Chouster is counter jungling Yoda right now. Gonna leave the little golem just as a slap in the face, and he may go for a gank here or just cover lane.
Yeah, Aurelia right now is sitting under the turret, so not a lot of ganks coming out quite yet from both these junglers. A lot of pings coming in the bot lane. They did spot Malphite right there, so you'll see Brunch backing right away. He won't take any chances. So both junglers trying their best. They have a good lane presence at the moment, but not quite getting a gank off.
So with that teleport bot lane, that's sort of an interesting strategy. They sent Chouster up into the top lane to push it, hold the lane, get some of that farm, and then send Hotshot bot to try and push. That's really, it's sort of an odd thing. He's also burnt that teleport, so that global presence isn't going to be there. Whoop. Hotshot saying, oops, miss,
he bought a red pot. He bought a Fortitude pot, yeah. That's probably the misclick.
That was his misclick. So we do see Yoda. There's Destiny.
Oh, yeah, the Destiny from Twisted Fate will go onto Maokai, but he won't be able to quite catch him. And Malphite, unstoppable force right onto Lulu. The Zenith Blade, though, will miss. They're still chasing. They will probably grab that kill. Wow, Double If with the Q will grab that kill up, and that's another kill for Ezreal. 201 now with 51 farm. Look at Draven at 27. That's going to be a hard lane for Draven now. And we might see a big fight at the blue buff right now. You see CLG Prime in position to try and steal this. Will they manage to? You have pretty much almost everyone in position. The blue buff will get resetted. Orion is in position as well. Oh, nice in the blade going onto Maokai. Will they commit on that kill? No, they will not. Maokai will back off this one, and it looks like they will be able to grab the red buff. Yet there goes Hotshot. Will grab that blue buff. So successful counter right there.
Yeah, Chouster still up in the top lane, farming this up against Psycho Sid. This is kind of what we were expecting to see, is the Cho'Gath versus Aurelia. So I guess we're sort of getting our prediction granted. Oh,
he might get dove. Nice rupture though, preventing Psycho from diving, but he will go with the Q, and wow! Will manage to get that dive quite easily after all. Wow.
Yeah, Chouster was 2 levels below Psycho Sid, and Psycho Sid knew that, and he said, okay, you're not nearly as strong as
red bot. That's a good call. He might have lived with that red buff actually, so a little bit silly right there.
Yeah, Cho'Gath right now, he's just not as strong as he needs to be. He doesn't have those feast stacks. He doesn't have the sort of tankiness that he needs, and of course, buying that red potion didn't help at all either. But that's exactly why Psycho said knew he could go in, and look at this bot lane, because Hotshot spent so much time down here. Doublelift and Loco Doco are going to pick up the first tower of the game incredibly early. This is not what we were expecting to see at all, but because of the pressure that we've been seeing, Doublelift has been able to take the tower at 19 minutes, 5 seconds. That's unprecedented. That's usually the time you see for a Caitlyn. But because he's been able to dominate so well, he's gotten that. And now Draven still only at level 5. Well, Doublelift already hit 6. He's almost to level 7 right now. And now Brunch is going to be...
Hotshot will get catch in the jungle. There goes the twisted defense from Maokai. Hotshot doing a lot of damage to Maokai, though. Will be able to turn around. Irelia's going to go in with the Q. Will they be able to chase that down? There goes the ultimate from Ezreal. He will not catch Maokai, but there goes the ultimate from... He will land that yellow card. Flash from a Hotshot plus Ignite. The wild cards will grab that kill. There goes the double buff refresh, and now they are looking to dive Psycho under the turret. There goes the yellow card. Choster will grab the turret aggro, and that will be an easy dive. Who will grab the kill for this one? It looks like Big Fat will grab this kill as well. So 2 kills. Hotshot might fall to the turret. No, he will not! Living with barely 15 HP. Wow.
Oh man, if only Hotshot had gotten a red pot, that wouldn't have been nearly as close as it was. So maybe a bit of a misstep not picking up the red pot. But no, with that, they're going to be able to take this top tower pretty easily. And now Psycho said he's going to have the chance to farm up a little bit, maybe get a little bit farther ahead of Hotshot, but right now Hotshot's having a hard time with this lane behind 10 CS. He was having a harder time with their lane.
And that's 2 turrets down, so my prediction, actually might see a fight. Lulu might get caught once again. They will go. Nice ultimate coming from Orianna. Doublelift will take a few turret hits. One more basic attack will grab that kill. Will they be able to escape? Well, there goes the flash from Doublelift. He will dodge the Q from Orianna. Nice Q to Solar Flare. Wall clan. Twisted advance onto Loco Doco. He will try to Zenith Blade out of this one. It looks like he will be able to get one, so a 1-for-1 trade. And Leona grabbing the kill actually on Orianna.
Brunch throwing out the ultimate, trying to find a kill, potentially on the Loco Doco, not quite that lucky, but this is going to allow CLG.Black to push the mid lane. Actually, they're not going to do anything with it. Obviously, they feel like Brunch just isn't strong enough right now. You look at the CS, Doublelift right now with the roaming that he's been with a little bit of roaming that he's been doing over into the mid lane. He has 83 CS, 3 kills. All that Brunch has is 49 CS and 1 kill. That early on, that sort of goal difference is huge, and we're going to be seeing a dragon fight in the very near future. Hotshot's teleport is up, but he's already down here. Isn't even going to need to use it if they decide to try and take this early dragon, and I don't think there's much that CLG.Black can really do against it right now, because Draven is so underfarmed. They actually decided not to get him to push mid lane. Oh, Destiny coming out from Twisted Fate. Where's he going?
Yeah, they will commit onto Aurelia, onto the top lane. Psycho trying to dodge that yellow card. The ultimate from Doublelift won't quite land, but still, that's 8 hit, 1 dead Aurelia. Doublelift will grab the credit for that one, so now Doublelift with 4 kills. So, as I mentioned in the Champion Select, CLG Prime had quite a snowballing team, and right now they are snowballing hard. They are up 5,500 gold at the 12-minute mark. They have already 2 trades down, and look at Hotshot right now, bot lane, not giving a D. And actually, whoa, he's gonna use Unstoppable Force to get out of this one. I thought he was just gonna stay there, but no, got a little bit scared off Draven. He will get out of this one in recall.
Yeah, Hotshot's not going to be able to teleport up to this top lane because he was so low. Instead, he has to back. He's going to heal up. He might indeed actually decide to teleport up to that top lane. I'd be interested to see if he did. No, the tower is going to fall despite that. He wants to save it.
Look at Big Fat.
Save it.
He's like all the way up to the inhibitor at 12 minutes in, and he's not scared whatsoever right now. You see Prime in total control of the map. They have wards all around. All the lanes are pretty much pushing. The only lane that is not pushing is bot lane, where you see Draven trying to farm his way back up, because that first blood on Draven was so hard. The thing is, when the first blood occurred in bot lane, Draven was sitting under a turret with like 2 waves of minions, so he lost both of those waves. That is why Doublelift snowballed that hard. And now you see a gank onto Draven. Yep, Brunch is in trouble. He is facing Chaucer and Hotshot right now, trying to escape. Landed a few axes, will flash the Rupture, and he will be able to make it out alive.
So that's Flash Burnt on Draven for the upcoming dragon fight. It's so important right now, and he is not going to be ready for that at all. We see CLG Prime going to take this blue buff. I'm not sure they can do much to contest it. Chaucer clearing out that ward, but I think they might try to engage this.
We actually see Chaucer nom-numbing that blue buff just to make sure it doesn't get stolen. So he will grab that blue buff successfully for the 2nd time in this game.
So it looks like, yeah, CLG Prime just going to go straight for this dragon, and there's nothing that Black can do about this.
Doublelift might get caught in mid. No, he will not. Psycho deciding to turn around. I'm surprised. They had Maokai in position. Perhaps they were scared maybe of a bait in the bush, not realizing that they were actually doing Dragon at the time.
And that's going to give them just a little extra time. Ooh, Doublelift's getting poked down hard. Psycho Sid was looking for the engagement, but that's just not going to happen. A little bit too far away. Brunchu still in this bot lane, still trying to catch up in CS, and he's doing okay. He's about 35 behind, but we're going to see a really strong push coming out from Prime right now. They see that Brunch is all the way in the bot lane. He's not going to be able to get there fast enough if they decide to go for an engage, but no, Doublelift too low, just going to go ahead and back off. He did decide to buy a BF sword. Probably will build that into a Bloodthirster. Yep, there it is. If you are far enough ahead as Ezreal, you can just take the Phage and then go straight for the Bloodthirster, and it increases your straight up fighting potential by that much. At this point, Doublelift could easily solo Brunchu, and as Draven, that is not a place you want to be. Brunch is going to be, and the entirety of CLG.Black is going to be playing this for the late game. Because right now, in this mid game, there's nothing they can do. They can't contest dragons. They have to have 5 people at a tower to defend against 4 others, even when Doublelift was at half HP and very low mana. And it looks like they may decide to try and push this down. Doublelift is a beast. Yeah, it was almost dead. They're just going to continue pushing this, though. They have no fear. Hotshot is in the top lane, but he does...
Josh doing a really nice rock tree under the tree. The Solar Flare is going to go down as well, but nice shockwave coming from Orianna. Leona will flash out of this one. They still will be able to grab it. Okay, but nice ultimate coming from Brunch, grabbing the kill on Leona. Making that an effective 1-for-1 under the trip, but they will keep on pressuring this one. And no, actually see Psycho going on to Doublelift. Doublelift might fall. There goes the flash. 2 more Biscuit attacks will grab that kill. Doublelift is kiting really well, though, and that will actually save him out. Wow.
And that is not good. That Psycho Sid is the one that is really doing well in CLG.Black right now. Link is doing very well as well, but right now the only person that can really single out Doublelift is Psycho Sid. And if he can't dive into the enemy team to try and catch Doublelift, he's going to be in a world of hurt. CLG.Black is going to be in a world of hurt. Look at this, Chouster warding up the entirety of Black's jungle. He has these 2 spots warded. If they make any movement to this side of the jungle, they'll know. There's also 1 ward over on the other side. It's going to be timing out pretty quickly, but they're not too concerned. Dragon isn't coming up for a little bit. Yeah, like I was saying, Aurelia, she really needs to be the powerhouse this game to go and get at Doublelift. We saw that Link was forced to burn the shockwave defensively. That's why Black couldn't really fight that as well as they wanted to when Link went in. She had to use it defensively on Loco Doco. That is not the person you want to be forced to use your ultimate on, but because she was sticking so hard, there was just no other option for her.
I mean, that is really deadly right now. They will have to turtle for quite a long time if they want to have a shot in this first game of this best of 3. They are down 10,000 gold almost right now, and most of the time 10,000 gold is pretty much the point of no return. And once again, you see Shostring trying to do some work under the Trid. Loco is going to go in onto Link, and nice unstoppable force coming from Malphite. The ultimate from Ezreal will hit everyone. That will be a wipe under the Trid. You're going to see Lulu fall as well to Ezreal, will grab that kill. Double kill for Twisted Fate as well under the Trid. The only one living out, it was Psycho, and he was not even there. So that's going to be 4-for-1.
This is incredibly early for a team to be tower diving so strongly, but they have such a good initiation that when CLG.Black is clumped up under their tower, they can just land that Malphite ultimate. They can throw out the Ezreal True Shot barrage, and they can throw out the Rupture on top of that, no problem, because Draven is not nearly as strong as he needs to be. If Draven were stronger, he'd be able to lay down the sustained damage, and CLG Prime wouldn't really be able to do much about it, but as it stands, there just isn't enough beef on CLG.Black right now. We saw that they just melted. There was nothing that could be done about that. And so, right now, CLG Prime in a really good spot, at least for this mid-game. And like you were saying, they have a really snowbally team. Mid-game, really strong for them, but so is their late game. They won the early game. They have a strong mid-game now, but they're going to be almost unstoppable in the late game as well. Twisted Fate, his damage output when he finishes his core build is disgustingly massive. Ezreal, he's an AD carry. If he gets fed, he's going to be really strong as well. Plus, his kiting potential is huge. The only we have an engagement.
Yoda, yeah, Yoda trying to engage, but he will get burst on quite quickly. Will drop the ultimate. He will fall. Big Fat will grab that card. The Solar Flare will go down onto Brunch. Brunch will get Unstoppable Force as well. The Rupture will not land. He will have to flash out of this one. So nice disengage coming out, but now Lulu getting caught by Double Lift. And look at the damage coming from Double Lift right now. It's like 300, almost 300 damage per basic attack. He has a Trinity and a Bloodthirster 18 minutes in. Now trying to catch. Irelia will be able to grab that here. There goes. Double kill for Double Lift. Double Lift right now is super fed. It's just a little bit, it's retarded. He has Trinity and BT at 18 minutes. That's quite deadly.
Yeah, it's him on. He has some nice burst damage on top of Malphite and on top of Cho'Gath. And when Cho'Gath is able to silence someone, the burst damage is too huge for CLG.Black to really be able to retaliate. Plus, the silence doesn't allow them to throw any spells back. Right now, part of the reason CLG Prime is winning this right now is because they have been allowed to get the perfect engagement off every time, and now you have Hotshot just gonna finish off the Nexus. No, they're gonna kill him. Ah, Double Lift standing in the back, being a scumbag. No, just like, I'll let you die first. But no, they are just going to let him auto-attack the Nexus down. They don't even want to let this go to 20 minutes. CLG Prime picking up this first game of the best of 3 series. No problem. What a power play.
Yeah, that was really impressive play coming from CLG Prime right now. And as we mentioned, I mean, we expected to see casual, not casual, but standard play, should I say, for the first game. Now that this first game went down in such manners, I'm pretty sure we're going to see some crazy strats coming out of CLG.Black right now if they want to have a shot at the second game.
Alright, so we'll be getting into the next game in just a moment. Let me go ahead and find it very quickly.
Yep, we will be getting the game infos to